Thanks for coming to Garage Point Zero. Watch my videos where I build stuff and do stuff. Enjoy. I haven't videoed in a while because one of the reasons was I was just doing little stuff, and I also kind of forgot to take the right cover when I went on a wave runner trip for the side of it, so it wasn't waterproof, and I dunked it and it's still working, but I didn't dunk it too long, so that's good. The cover that I had on it has like a little port open so you can charge it while you're using it. Well, the wave runners are gone though, and now on to the next project. We bought a boat, 22-foot rinker cuddy cabin, and then so of course, like I always got to do, I always got to put lights, LED lights on everything I got. I'm going to put brakes on it. It had hydraulic brakes, the surge brakes, which was the good ones, but I got all drum electric coming because I really hate the way that the surge brakes slam into the back of the truck. So we will start on lights. So there's the old light. What I've been doing is just cutting off this brown connector that come on it. It has a little quick connect on it, and then I stopped using them crimp connectors with the heat shrink on it because every time I crimp them it seems to pierce it, and then that's when I had the problem with all my lights. So not using those anymore. Not saying they don't work good for some people, but it's not this person. And since these are a little bit smaller wires, I'll strip it back a little farther than normal. Bend it over, stick her on in there, crimp it. Then I heat shrink it. And that's what it looks like. The old light was grounded through the bolt, so this one has a ground on it. All I'm doing is putting a, oh, get on down there, putting a ring terminal on it, crimping that beast. I don't know if it really matters, but the lights do say top. Just some LED clearance light. Line it up with that. Get a little, mark my hole. Change out the drill bit to a little bit bigger one. And I bought stainless steel bolts. And I'll put that ring terminal on that one. This other one's got kind of the slotted like this, just the way it was before. So I'm just using run this one in. And then, since this is going in a connector already that's back there, I'll show you right there. I'm going to put some dielectric grease in there. That way, if there's grease in there, then water can't get in. Well, I won't say can't get in, but harder for it to get in. Garden. All right, I got all the parts I was waiting for.
Here if you need me.
Shut up! All right, I got all my parts to finish my trailer. Got my LED reverse lights. I got a V clearance light for the center. It's got the 3 LED also. It's like a 7-degree bend or something like that, whatever Amazon said. Got my wiring for my brakes, 2 conductor, 14 gauge, waterproof wiring. Got my 7-pin conductor, so I can gonna have a nice little junction box. I'll probably mark all these of which one's which, because usually they're not right colors, but I'll tone all that out. Got my breakaway kit. There's the breakaway that goes to the truck. That way if the trailer comes off, this will hit the brakes, and then there's a battery in here. Got a charger, everything, so I'll just have to hook up these 3 wires. I got my trailer jack I gotta do. And I also got my new brakes. This is one set left and right, and I got another set sitting on the other side, left and right. So let's get after this.
Got the boat thing.
Got the boat thing.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and the straps. And then all the new lettering. That's her job though, not mine.
That wasn't quiet though.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Maybe you did some fun stuff. Maybe we were funny.
That's true.
People think they're funny.
Look at my light. See my light? It has 4 pins on it.
3 wires. So I got some jerks working with me. So the backup lights are 3 wire. One's the ground, and the right one should be green. So green is the right turn / brake. That one's a little brighter. The brown is the running light. So that's a little. If I can get this to stay on here. There. Brown's the running light, and then this would be brake / turn signal. So just make sure you get them right. I always test my lights before I hook them up, because they are cheap China shit, just to make sure it works. There's my new trailer connector. I just clamped it here so I don't have to try to hold it. And then what I did first, this came with the new trailer connection, what pin is what. So all I did was go around in a circle and write down exactly which one's which, so I didn't have to try to remember. So all I did was take my meter. I started this one, 12 volts, top left, and I just kept going until I heard tone, and then I wrote it down. Next one, tail lights. So I know it's running lights, which is the 5th one. And then I just kept doing that all the way around. And then I wired everything up. So green is, on most trailers, green is right turn. Brown is running lights, which there's 2 because it goes to both sides. It splits since it's a boat trailer. Left turn. This is my red for my 12 volts, which actually goes to here. This is the battery. This charges that charges the battery. The battery is for your breakaway, so it locks up the trailers, which is what this is. So then there's the ground. The ground goes to the trailer lights, and the trailer itself it goes to. And then it goes to the brakes too. These 2 are the brakes down here. And then the red goes to the brakes. But also the red, oops, I'm sorry, not the red. The white's the ground. The red's is 12 volts. The blue goes to the breakaway. So that's just spliced in here, right here. Goes to that. And then this black comes back in and hits that also. That's what activates the brakes once this pulls out. I'm pain in the butt to put in, but we'll see. So that'll activate the brakes off of the battery if it breaks away from the truck, which is what this is for. There you go. Alright, now I'm moving on to the new brakes. This axle didn't even have brakes on it. This one had disc brakes on it. I already got my wire ran for my brakes. So I need to now put the backing plates that came with it. There's a left and a right hand, so make sure you get that right. I just got studs sticking out with some nuts and bolts, or lock washers and nuts. We'll get this on. Get it, girl. So I bought the kit and it came with Timkin bearings. I'm gonna work on one at a time here. Alright, so I took this outside and brake cleaned it. There's a little film of oil on there, keep that from rusting. These already had the pre-installed races in them, both sides. And then there's all my bearings. First, take some, put it in your hand. Just keep packing it into the bearing. I suggest gloves. Now you gotta put this in. I think they make special tools for this. I don't know. I usually just use a hammer. Go all the way around it. Biggest thing with that is make sure you put the bearing in first, because you'll end up putting the seal in and then you won't be able to get the bearing in. You might be able to get the seal out without ruining it, but I really doubt it. I probably forgot to do too. Don't forget to do this part. Get you a little bit of grease. Put where the seal's gonna ride. These ain't new spindles, so there's, I didn't wipe them off too great. That way. There, that'll be good enough. That in there. Don't forget. Some axles you need this little keeper. This is not that axle because it doesn't have the square part, or the whatever, the little flat part. And this one just needs this washer, the nut. And you gotta set your preload. I like to make sure it doesn't rock back and forth. Spins a little freely, just a little preload on it. The main thing is I'll put the tire on. I'll leave this like this, put the tire on, and check it. Make sure it's not rocking back and forth at all. Make sure it's not loose. So probably just a little more preload on the bearing. Biggest thing is you gotta make sure it lines up with the hole. So that lines up with the, but that's way too tight. So we'll back it off one hole. See what that does for us. Oops. Should put the thing in. Tighten it and then loosen it some. Make sure that everything's seated. Let's see what that does right there. I don't like how tight that is. way too much preload. I'll leave it right there. Put this in. I wish it was a little tighter. It's almost too tight. When you go to that next thing. So these are the easy lube axles. So what I'm going to do is wipe all this off. And pump this. 2, 3, 4 pumps and then spin it. 1, 2, 4 pumps, spin it. Yep, every pump, you get more out the front. That's probably good. Now we'll check it one more time. I like it. I don't like the preload. I wish the preload was a little bit more, but I don't look like that's gonna happen this time. We gotta eat breakfast first, and then I'll do 4 more. 3 more. Alright, so I'm doing electric now. Got them crimped together. I put some dielectric grease on there. Put some yellow connectors because I'm switching 2 number 14s together for the brakes. And then the other side, don't forget your heat shrink. I'll need a little bit of this to go on the other side of that. Heat shrink. Grab one of these wires. They're both green. Clarity doesn't really matter with the brakes. So what I'm going to have to do though, I'm going to strip this back a little farther. I can fold it over and make sure it grabs good. Twist it good. Fold it over. And let's see if it fits in there. Oh yeah. Put some dielectric grease in here. Should go about that far. Oh, yep, that's all bottomed out. Crimp her down. Pull on. I put a little bit smaller piece on here because I know this ain't going to shrink down to that wire. This will shrink down to that wire, and then this will shrink down to the heat shrink. And there it is. I wish I would have moved this heat shrink back a little farther though. There's like glue on the inside of that heat shrink though, so it should be fine. So that shrunk to there, should be good. I'll do the rest of them. Alright, I think we're done. The only thing we still got to do is drive oil. But I think we're done with the trailer. Here you go. Spin the wheel. Break away. Oh, break away. Yep. You working?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, let's do 1 second.
Spun the wheel, didn't we win a prize?
Tail lights. All of the lights.
Yep.
This would be
Right,
right turn,
left.
left turn, and we already did the trailer brakes. That's it. So I only got 3 things left to do to the trailer. Number 1, bolt the jack on. Number 2, change out that. Or this one. These pulley bolts should line up. I think I'll just have to re-drill this one, and I'll just bolt my change back through there like it is. And then the tire cover, because I don't like the white wheel. So let's get her done. Well, one of my favorite things about this hitch, a lot of hitches you gotta lift up fall into it. This one, just lower it down, it latches in there. And then it has, I might get a lock for it, but it has a thing that goes through there, latches in, can't come off. So this thing's supposed to be rated for 10,000 pounds, 2-inch ball, Demco 2 easy latch coupler. I got that off of, where did I get that off of? E-trailer. That don't look too shabby. So tire cover's on, hitch is installed, new jack, all new electric wires. Oh, I didn't pull the wires for the lights. I just pulled the wires for the new brakes. New brakes, got the new name. Love the new name, Vodka Bubbles. My girlfriend put that on right there. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, Vodka Bubbles. And that's it. Well, thanks for watching the trailer video. I'll have some more. Been busy. Kind of broke my camera, so it's been a little bit since I've been able to record stuff. I appreciate you watching. Have a good night. See ya.